All new at 5, a single mom nearly catfished by an imposter, now actually dating the man in the photograph. The Palm Beach County woman and her boyfriend called News 6 to expose the scheme that is being played out with his picture.
It's actually happening across the globe. News 6 investigator Mike Holfeld has this story. You'll see it only on News 6.
All of a sudden, it was really starting to become really heavy. I love you, I want to marry you.
She says it went from light conversation to romantic sweet talk in just about a week.
I immediately knew something was wrong.
Nicole Hayden tells News 6 her Instagram suitor used a stolen photograph and called himself Marcus, a Marine engineer who openly admitted, "I'm not for everyone, but I'm okay with that."
I basically cut off the conversation.
What happened? These texts show Marcus went from romantic to gangster after Nicole blocked him on Instagram.
They found me on WhatsApp about a month later.
He was threatening to post a photoshopped nude photograph of Nicole unless she paid him $6,500.
And started threatening me and threatening, that they were going to find me and they were going to find my kids.
She never relented. But then,
a couple weeks later, Alex showed up as a suggested user.
The man in the very photographs used by the imposters popped up as a suggested user on Nicole's Instagram account.
When I started messaging with Alex and he said, can we video chat? I was like, okay, this guy's making sure that I'm actually not a catfisher.
My name is Alessandro Cinquini, and I'm a 27-year-old guy. I born in Italy and recently moved to Miami.
Alessandro Cinquini, a.k.a. Alex the Officer, is a longtime employee of Carnival Cruise Lines, and according to women from the U.S. to Peru, a face used by hundreds of social media dating imposters worldwide.
So Nicole was the first person that I was able to meet through, a catfishing story.
In a Hollywood-esque storyline, Alessandro and Nicole actually connected on Instagram and have been dating since January.
I don't know, there was just this attraction, you're just drawn to somebody.
The couple tells News 6 they're going public to warn women his photograph is just one being used in romance plots that have nothing to do with love.
The main goal is to make money out of them. We're talking about thousands of dollars.
You have to trust your gut and listen to those red flags and don't send anybody money because anybody can hide behind the screen.
Stolen photographs have become the trademark of these romance imposters. Think about it. If you haven't heard the voice, if you haven't seen the face, it has nothing to do with love and all about your money. Protect yourself. Mike Holfeld, Getting Results, News 6.
At 5, it is the photograph breaking hearts around the world. News 6 first told you about Alex the Officer back in March. The Miami man's photograph is being used in hundreds of romance schemes.
The latest victim going public lives in India. She shared her story with News 6 investigator Mike Holfeld. He is in the newsroom now with more on this. Mike.
Hi, Lisa. Good evening. The handsome cruise line employee has become a global phenom in a bad way. Con men are using his pictures in hundreds of romance schemes around the world. The latest victim, a 31-year-old fashion designer from India.
Here in India, there are so many gangs who are just doing all these kind of frauds. But this time they are doing love angle.
She's a young fashion designer and model living half a world away. By her own account, she's the victim of an international romance deception.
Everything was happening very fast, very fast.
She says the conversations went from her pet kittens to a proposal of marriage in the span of just a few weeks, even asking her to go house hunting for a place to live. These are some of the photos she took.
He used his name as Alex the Officer.
A cruise ship captain living in the UK wanted to marry her, even sent her a photo of the ring he purchased for her.
It can look real.
We've introduced you to him before. Alessandro Cinquini of Carnival Cruise Lines, the other victim. He lives in Miami, Florida, not the UK.
I wish I could do more. I wish I could do something to stop all of this.
Imposters are actually using his photographs and video clips like this to convince women of their undying devotion.
Look at this profile. 962 followers. The smart people are falling for this.
And that brings us to Bindi Gasai.
I trusted him. I really trusted him.
The 31-year-old spoke to us from her home in Gujarat, India, to expose the romance con game she calls the trap.
And actually, there are so many women who are in this trap.
For Bindi, the trap used an almost identical video clip, evidence of cash and elaborate gifts awaiting her in a parcel, supposedly ready to be shipped to her hometown in India. But look, as you can see, the video is actually part of the imposter's playbook, used across the globe. Of course, in this case, there was a catch. Bindi would have to issue the man of her dreams a series of cash transfers, roughly 250,000 rupees, $3,500 for shipping. She called the custom office, and that's when she discovered the truth.
And they told me that, ma'am, someone is fooling you. There is no any parcel with your name. There is nothing for you.
She says it all started to make sense.
It's about money. It's about fraud.
The small talk, the interest in her pets and family, looking for the dream house. She wanted to believe in love, but in the end, it was just a setup.
My mind was telling me that something is wrong, but I believed my heart. I literally saved my money.
Failed her money, and folks, she's not alone. According to the FTC, victims reported losing a record $547 million to romance imposters last year. That's just in the U.S.
All new at 5 now, a dating site used to pitch romance and cryptocurrency. A 60-year-old Central Florida woman is going public with a tale of high-pressure sales.
She says a love connection turned out to be a fake. News 6 investigator Mike Holfeld has the details.
I have something I want to share with you. And that's when all the money part of it started.
She's a retired airline employee, divorced 10 years ago, trying her hand at a dating app called Hinge.
I started to really want to check and see if this guy was real, authentic, legit.
Laura Duncan tells News 6 this guy, calling himself Mateo from Jacksonville, Florida, was fast with the flirtations and lots of photographs.
That's the thing about this guy. The others disappeared, but this guy kept on.
But remember, this only started a few days ago.
He sent me a rose, which caught my attention because you can send a rose and that's like they really are interested in you.
And then the interest turned from love to a pitch to invest in cryptocurrency, complete with proof of his own profits, a photo of this certificate, along with the assurance that this is not a scam. So much for romance.
And you never invested money into this?
Oh gosh, no. Heavens no.
They meet people on these dating websites, they strike up a conversation, they chat back and forth, and then they convince them, hey, this is a good opportunity, don't miss out on this.
Brian Watson is an analyst with the Orlando U.S. Secret Service.
You're not going to get these returns anywhere, but they're like, wow, it's magical.
Watson showed News 6 the elaborate bogus websites that appear to be tracking great cryptocurrency gains. It's all a lie.
Some people are, remortgaging their homes because they think this money is real and they can make a killing on it.
What's really happening to their money?
The bad guy's taking it to the bank, cashing out.
As for the photos of Mateo, look at this. They're just a few of the dozens tracked by fakescam.info. This man is actually from Hamburg, Germany, not Jacksonville, Florida. His photos are used in romance crypto schemes tracked around the world.
And I'm hoping this information helps people go with your gut feeling.
She did go with her gut and alerted Hinge, the company in this email indicating Mateo Thomas has been removed from the site. Of course, his face will be used again with a new name and the same scheme. Mike Holfeld getting results, News 6.